Hello, my fellow weirdos. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna do the hair. I'm gonna do the rainbow on it today. And I'm really in the mood to be creative because Raspy is doing so much better. Um, I'll do a phone video when I'm done with this. I just wanted to give you and you say, but Judy, there's tears in your eyes. I wasn't super. It's like 7 in the morning, so I can't be singing too loud. Windows are open. It's nice and cool. It's supposed to be warm and off and on rain for the next day or so. But this morning I was up like at 6, and I brought a little bowl with some of that lickable. Put it in there, and he was in his little cube on the cushions. Put him in there, and I went back an hour later, and he hadn't come out, so I was kind of worried. Um, when you get older, now he's not waking me up. He's not fully, and I know that little bit of Miralax, just that little tiny sprinkle. I mean, seriously, a pinch. Um, I know that had to be moving his insides. So I don't know if he'd been up during the night, maybe trying to feel like he had to go to the bathroom or something. I went back an hour later, it was gone. And I'm like, getting antsy, because for him, he's usually out by now. He's the one that wakes me up at dawn. Um, and I was like, what could I do? What could I do to bring him to want to come in here? And I remembered, poor neighbors, I remembered Raspy, especially. He likes when I sing. With, like when I put music on and sing with the songs. With my, it's my like playlist that I have. I've downloaded on. Yeah. And it's not modern song. I mean, it's like when 70s type of stuff. And maybe before that, Peter Paul Mary, that kind of stuff. John Denver, Country Roads is a big one. Things like Hallelujah, chorus with Rufus Wainwright. And I was going to play that one next, but the one I played was a Tony Orlando and Don song. And I feel his furry body by my foot, like his little shark thing that he used to do. And it's him, me singing, as bad as it is, brought him out to me. I know that sounds like something stupid to be crying about, but the bond he has with me and how much he likes singing even when he wasn't feeling super well. When I sing, he comes to me. And I just think that's so sweet. I know some of you are going to be like, oh, you're crazy, but it's so sweet that he comes and leans against my leg when I'm singing. Doesn't anybody else think that's just so bonded? I think because he knows when I'm singing, I'm okay. And there's lots of times I sing as I'm crying, a song that reminds me of my spirit son, or mom or dad or something. And my children, obviously. And so I stopped the song and I got him 2 more and put him 2 more in the bowl. So that's 3. And I had another one he ate most of. I didn't put any more of the stuff in it because I don't want to stress his system too hard. But I will later today. I'll sprinkle some more in a little bit. And you see him over there. he hasn't really cleaned himself that like that in a while. So I'm thinking that a visit to the cat box may have gotten some things in the large intestine moving a little bit, because he does look so much better. Look, look, if he wasn't feeling well, if his tummy was still really hurting, it wouldn't do that. And the next song to sing while he was eating was Hallelujah Chorus. And it just felt like my mom, my dad, and my son were just like right around me. Because I have been asking them. My dad is a cat lover. My son, my mom's allergic to cats. See how he's moving now? So much better. I know some of you are going to be like, God, you were such a like weird ass creepo. Those of you who have had older cats or older dogs, and they're part of the family, you'll understand the relief. Especially with the election coming up, I'm going to be gone for a bit. And if you know, the reason I wanted to do this is if you've ever really listened. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. If you've ever listened to the words, if you know the words of the stanza, you know, the verses and the chorus, but there's a phrase, yeah, how it says it's not what hallelujah, when somebody cries out hallelujah, and it says it's not somebody, you know, in the dark, and it's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken. Hallelujah is the words. And it is true. It's not usually when somebody is heartfelt and sincerely crying out hallelujah. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's not somebody crying in the night. It comes from the ones that are cold and broken, and suddenly the problem clears. That is the, you see him moving around. That's the hallelujah, the sincere hallelujah, is the cry from somebody who's been so desperate and so stressed and worried. And when their prayer is answered, it's hallelujah. Thank God. Thank God. It's the relief. It's not the joyful hallelujah. And the hallelujah. The true, sincere hallelujahs come from people like I have been just recently about him. Just, you know, all a ball of stress and worry, and then that is answered, and you're just so grateful, so incredibly grateful and relieved. That is the sincere hallelujah. And I know the universe heard my hallelujah this morning. Because even the last few videos, when I was worried about him and I would cry, even then I wasn't telling you how devastated I really will be one day when he is not with this earth anymore. And I am not ready now for that. No. And neither is Smudgy. I was a lot more worried than I told you guys. A lot more worried. this is this was starting to head, because it was going on so long, like the one 3.5 years ago, the initial one that nearly killed him. I don't know if sometime when he was astray, somebody put ground glass in or something. It didn't kill him, but it fucked up his system. I don't know. But as he's gotten older, he seems more prone to getting constipated, and it gets worse. Then, Smudgy hasn't had anything like that. But I got her. She wasn't on the street. She was brought into the shelter, into the rescue that I got her from, with her mother cat and the litter. And mama cat was adopted out when they were weaned. They were weaned. And then they started one by one adopt, and all her litter mates got adopted, except she was the only one, and she was 4 months old when I saw her. And I was like, that's the one I'll get. Because he was 2.5, and he was feisty and strong. But I couldn't put another male with him. And an older, an adult female. We weren't sure. The best one for something like a stray that's, been fixed and stuff and being brought in, if it's a male and it's an adult, probably a young female. Will work best with the dynamics. But I needed a cat that was super feisty. She was young, but like wouldn't take any shit, And that was Smudgy. And that's one of the reasons the shelter, the gal said that she thought maybe that's why she wasn't picked, because she was the boisterous one in the litter. So she was always like, ow, 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 with her tail up, demanding that, ow, in their face. And they were like, I'd like a little more mellow cat, But that was exactly what I needed. It was like nobody picked her because she was being saved for me. And then she literally was, because he had to get fixed. I mean, he had been fixed, but I wanted it to wait a few weeks because that testosterone will lessen before, and let him settle into being an inside cat before I brought another cat in. Let him feel like this is my home, this is my territory, but not too territorial, not for too long alone. So you learn that it's shared, you're together. And that's exactly what worked out. But he always got too frisky with her, and she was like, eh. So she'd hide a lot. So they never really slept together. I'm just. Her little face is hidden. But she's all sacked out on the pillow, just. She's laying on the pillow all like. She is so happy her brother is out and about, because he wouldn't hang in here very long. The longest for a day or something, he'd hang out for maybe an hour of that, and he'd go back into his little cube in the living room. And there's one here too, but that's kind of under a table, under a side table out of the way, but still where you can see all the traffic, and if somebody comes in the door or something. He's my little cop. But I actually right now feel like we've gotten past the worst of it, and it seems like maybe things are starting to, like, it appears to me. It definitely has the all the signs for sure. If I went and looked in the boxes, I would definitely find something, I'm sure. It's probably not all of it. It's probably, how that goes. I mean, it's not a pretty subject, but we're being real here on this channel. And we talk about when people are sick or animals are sick, and we talk about stuff like constipation or diarrhea. They're not evil and disgusting, sick things. They're normal biological issues that people have to deal with and animals deal with. You know? Um, and we all know if we've had very bad constipation, it doesn't usually at first. The first one or two, it's just tiny little pieces, you know? But it's still a relief feeling. So later today, he's probably, you know when I'll know? You know, sometimes how good you feel finally when the dam breaks. Come on, we all know what I'm talking about. You're just like, and we all have seen dogs or cats when they finally go to the bathroom. Uh, they're like the Zoom. They're just like, woohoo! They just feel so good. Hopefully that's what I'm going for, where he's just all Mr. Funky. Now, the damn video got deleted. I had a little bit of them and the squirrels, but yesterday you didn't see it because I was uploading and I deleted the damn thing instead. But they were on that cushion there, the one that next to it by the window that she's on. You probably just see her foot. Um, and he was walking, like leaving the window, but he sniffed at her and she sniffed him like normally he'll lick her neck or her ear or something a few times, like clean her a little bit when he's feeling normal. But he kind of like leaned down and kind of like very slow mo. It was so weird. It was slow mo. He wasn't trying to like bite her. It's a paw, but I call her a hand. She was like, yeah, and he goes, just like so slow motion, like he was just messing with her a little bit. And that's when yesterday, it was late afternoon, that I was my heart jumped a little, like he's feeling just a little playful, maybe. And I had, it was a couple hours after I had sprinkled this, so I'm thinking, and plus he had gotten a lot of strength back over the hours because of all the delectable lickable things I've been giving. See how he's looking more alert, like what's going on out there? See, I also don't want him to just to sleep, because sleep is good, it heals, but at the same time, when it's constipation or something like that, you gotta do a little movement. You gotta get them moving, even though it's their stomach hurts, it's kind of bloaty or something. You had to get them kind of, get them moving, get them just walk, because that'll get your intestine, your gut going. We all know that. When you have surgeries, if you've ever had a surgery, they try to get your butt up. I mean, within hours of getting back to your room. I mean, even if it's not like a leg or something, they get you up to move. It's because of all the anesthesia. They need to get your gut, make sure, and they'll listen. They want to make sure everything is starting to move again, because that anesthesia works on everything, and they need to get you moving and get that shit so it works its way out. And but you see how much better he looks, even the little you can see there. I don't want to push it too far because I have it secured, but see, he looks so much better, right? I think the dam broke a little. I think we're on the right road. And today we're supposed to get the supplements, the Cosequin. If you've heard of Cosequin, a lot of people have. It's the bone and like joint supplements for older cats. It's not gonna hurt to, start helping them out a little bit once a day. But I just want to give you this update. I could just sit and watch them all day. Sorry, I'm talking with that, my hands in front of my face. I could just sit and watch them all day at this point and just, and I will say, Smudgy, up until yesterday when he started showing a little bit of interest, not just interest, but like he wants to be here, but he doesn't feel good. But when he started looking like he was, he was getting some nutrients, getting energy because of she I could feel her energy was just had just dropped a notch because she has not been happy. She remembers, I'm sure she does, for those 3 nights and 4 days when we nearly lost him right after we moved here. She would not leave me the fuck alone. She would not leave me alone. That's when she started coming up to sleep with me because she was worried. She still does it. Every night I wait about 5 minutes after I, start to get into bed because I take about 5 minutes to get settled, And as soon as I stop moving, here she comes, trotting in. Just look where she's gonna come settle down. And I always have a little place, I'm late. I'm a side sleeper, and I always have this little place right here, a little pillow, so it's right there with her favorite that pink blanket up, so she can knead on it. And she's so funny. Every night she comes up behind me, does a little kneading on something, just like, and she knows darn well. And I just wait, because eventually she comes around, she gets into her little bed I made her, and she'll hang there. And it's not like she crashes there all night. I think it's kind of more of just that ending the night, and she like hangs out for about 20 minutes, half hour, she snoozes. But then she'll go to another part of the bed because she knows, I think she knows I move. I turn from one side to the other many times during the night. And she knows that now. So after about a half hour, when we've both got that, everybody's calmed down and we're all like in that zen type, she'll go and crawl up on the cushion at the foot of the bed, or another pillow like he is, that kind of thing, where she's not going to be disturbed if I move over. And I'm careful just to do it in one spot, not flop, because who knows who's there. And that's just a little ritual, but she has not been she's been very, very restless. But yeah, when we nearly lost him, by the third day, she was demanding. If you've ever heard a cat with a demanding, like, I want to know what's happening now. She was just like, meow, meow. She was frickin' Have you ever had a cat yell at you? She heard her name. She went, Rah! And she turns her. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mudge Mudge. Did you guys hear her? I don't know if you could hear her or not. When I was talking about Smudge, and she went, Rah! Oh my god. Yes, yes. Do I seem a lot more lighthearted again? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Because you see, I have told you guys how much these two cats mean to me. All my cats have. Now you see, I'm not joking. All of that stress, it wasn't just the Social Security stuff. The reason I was stressing about the Social Security getting fixed so fast was I needed to get him some help. And I know what I needed to do, but I didn't have the money to do it. Even if the Social Security wasn't fixed yet, which it did get fixed yesterday, Friday, yeah. Even if it had not been fixed going into the weekend, I would not be near as stressed. Because I know it had been, but yeah, he was more than half of the stress. Don't even know if I realized that. But in the last half hour, or the last, hour, seeing the difference overnight in him, singing hallelujah was absolutely that has taken so much worry off of me right now. So Anybody? Because I know there's quite a few of you out there that like him more than me. That's okay. Sometimes there's days that I like him more than me too. uh, um, but I just want to let all other, pet parents out there that think when they also get this stressed about when their animals are sick and stuff, and it's not helping, you're not fucking nuts. You're not crazy. You're not weird that you cry over an animal. You're not. Okay? Other people who don't just want to make themselves feel less callous. Because how can somebody not cry when anything is suffering or dying? It doesn't matter if it's a bird, or I've cried over lizards because it's a fucking life. And the people that don't treat pets like family members don't have enough compassion. And so they try to make us feel like we're big freaks because we have a connection with other souls. That's why the people that don't have that compassion make big noise about, oh, what a faggot, what a wuss, what a pussy. They mock what they can't accomplish. They can't accomplish compassion and sympathy and empathy. Empathy is feeling what the other person feels, not just imagining. Sympathy is like, I'm so sorry, I can imagine how badly that is, how much that hurts. Empathy is actually knowing, not imagining. You've never been in that situation, you have sympathy. If you've been in that situation, you have empathy. You know what that feels like, and you feel badly for them. The people that don't have it are the ones who make a big joke about, oh, you're such a pussy, you're crying on the internet about your cat. Yeah, well, fuck off. Because you have no empathy then, no compassion. If you can't understand a human crying because a companion that is a different species is ill and may die. If you can't understand how somebody can be emotionally upset and distressed about that, then you're the one with the problem. And I just want all other pet parents to know, being that stressed and that caring and worried about your feathered or furry or finned or scaled family. And it is human to be distressed when another life of any species is in pain or leaving this earth. If you don't feel anything, you're the one that doesn't have those very normal human emotions. Just so you know. So anybody who wants to make fun of me or anybody else who puts out there a video when they're distressed or relieved about a pet's illness, I just want you guys to know that, because somebody needs to start putting the people with no compassion in their place. You are not the majority. Most of us understand. And if you don't and you mock it, you are the lesser person. Just so people know that. This connection is very fucking human and very normal. And you can see they respond to love from humans. You see it every day. You see the dodo makes videos all the time about it. The connection animals forge with people. So if you laugh about somebody so distressed when their animal is ill or lost, you're the one that's out of step, not us. For the rest of you, thank you. Thank you for sending your love to him. And thank you for the prayers, because whatever everybody has done, I think he's over the worst of it. Thank you. And I'll tell you now, like I said, the original, well, he had a few small constipation issues before that one bad one. But everything is, I judge every time he has a little constipation issue. He's had small ones, and 2 or 3 days I'm like, and I'm able to get him to drink a little more, and no problem. This is the first one that I wasn't able to fix. You get to be reversed it within the first several days of noticing. I wasn't, and the things like eating canned pumpkin, things like that, or sweet potato, things like that. A lot of cats will eat, and it's good for them because that helps. It's the fiber, natural fiber. He won't eat. She will. He won't. She doesn't have the problem. He does. So there's obviously some sort of, they did say his large intestine has like an irritation in it. So he probably has been not treated very well. It could have been an injury, like a kick or something. But there is areas, they said that. So I didn't really express it verbally, because it seems like when you verbally express something, it strengthens it for some, than just thinking it. And I was really worried more each day that this was more of a level of that bad one, and not just one of the smaller issues, not a big deal. It could be I just wasn't paying as much attention because I was so stressed about the Social Security and trying to get ready for the protest. I've been painting signs for weeks. Not just a sign, as you've seen. And just trying to figure out the Social Security and just normal everyday stuff. Maybe I didn't see the signs early enough with him. Just thought it wasn't feeling good a day or two. If you recall, a few weeks back, I really wasn't sure what it was. And then and just so you know, you say, well, why didn't you puree up some of your own things? I did. I used all the salmon I had in the freezer, 4 pieces. I used haddock. He ate some of that. I used chicken thighs, cooked them up, pureed them up. But the thing is, it's that when they're not feeling well, you have to really entice them, and they have to be really smelly, good smelly. And I don't have the stuff that they put in, that adds that extra for older cats and stuff. Because if you notice some of the things that it says for senior dogs or senior cats, they're like stinkier than other regular. That's why. Because the your sense of smell as you get older, people do, and your sense of taste sometimes diminish. When you're sick, it diminishes. So you need to encourage them and make it extra appealing. Well, I'm not a scientist. I don't have that stuff here. I can only do what I can do. You can't season food. You can't salt and shit for animals. So they go by their nose. So, and these, if you ever have a problem, these. And this ones have catnip flakes in them. He adores catnip. But this cat, he was rubbing the brush seriously hard this morning before I started filming. And that's when I just started bawling while I'm brushing him, because I knew his strength was coming back. I could feel it in his head. It wasn't that weak nudge. It was like, oh my God, the squirrel. Oh my God, I've got to go video. I'm going to go video for you guys. The squirrel's up. Oh, he left. But I'm going to go. I'm going to go try to get you some video. Everything's happening. I'm going to try to get you some video of these squirrels. He's woke up. See you in a bit.